People are coming into this place, they're gonna be paying up to $1,000 a night to stay here in peak season. But I also love to feature this picture because it's just so unique. Remembrance of our parents, William Niederinghouse and his wife, Mary. Yeah, we've got guests checking in at like 4 o'clock today. Make sure people coming in have an awesome weekend and get their money's worth. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Enchanted Castle in Cleveland, Ohio. We're on West 44th Street, and this is one of our favorite properties. High-performing property. Guests love it because it's super unique. Let me show you around. There's only been a couple owners. The guy that built this place, we've looked into the background a couple times because we've been getting inquiries from news stations and stuff. So this property was featured in Cleveland Magazine. We also got an inquiry from Fox News, and so we did as much as we could. The current owners don't know a lot, except that the guy that built this loved the zoo. So you can actually walk down into the Metro Park Zoo through the backyard from this property. Other than that, we really don't know a whole lot about the property, except the people that bought it got it in pretty bad shape and put a ton of money into it, and now it's one of the best Airbnbs in Cleveland. Yeah, no, it's always been a residence as far as we know. Again, we don't know a whole lot about the property itself, but as far as we know, it's always been a personal residence, and it fell into pretty bad disrepair over the years. And actually, when we started posting about this place on social media, a bunch of different investors reached out to me and said, I looked at that place, it was awesome, but too big of a project for me. So I'm glad someone took it on, and I'm glad they called us afterwards. Okay, cool. Well, obviously the outside here, you've got stained glass right there. We've got some protective coverings on the stained glass windows there so they don't get broken. I'm gonna take my shoes off here. Yeah, so this room is really cool. Nice little living space, but you got this incredible stone fireplace here. Unfortunately, we can't use it anymore, but it's a beautiful feature. The owners did a great job furnishing this place with unique pieces, so it doesn't feel like an ordinary Airbnb with your boring end tables and stuff. Then we got cool stuff like this little turret here, which isn't super functional for us, but it's just a cool feature of the house that makes you feel like you're in a really unique place with the stone arch. Yeah, it depends from client to client. You know, with this owner, they had their own interior designer, so we came in once that was already in progress, so we didn't have a lot of input. We still try to give a lot of good advice in terms of like bedding and sheets and mattresses and stuff like that. The stuff that we like to standardize across different properties, but actually they brought in their own interior designer who did a great job with a really cool vibe in the place. So we have a handful of interior designers that we've worked with in the past that know what we're looking for and also understand the dynamic between being an investor but also having to create an amazing guest experience, right? So people are coming into this place, they're gonna be paying up to $1,000 a night to stay here in peak season. And so they expect nice things like unique furnishings, high quality furnishings, beautiful touches. You know, we love the colorful window dressings and stuff like that. So we're working with these interior designers. We're letting them handle the design stuff, but we're talking about the practical stuff, like what's gonna work here, how much seating do we need, how many beds do we need, what kind of bed setup, you know, how many kings, queens, stuff like that. So we're really counseling them on the practical side of things and letting them handle the design. Yeah, so if you're an interior designer in the Cleveland area and you want to start working with Airbnbs, or especially if you have experience working with Airbnbs, please shoot us a message or leave a comment below and we'll get in touch with you. Watch your foot on that, I kicked it and it really hurt. Yeah, the kitchen's pretty cool too. This is super unique here. I don't know how you ever think to do something like that, but this room is unique for a couple of reasons. I've never seen anything like this quite to this extent. It's obviously a totally custom design here in terms of this big curving. It's almost like a spade shape, right? And then you've got this nice little dining nook in here with stained glass windows and stuff, which always give me heart attacks because, you know, if you break something like this, it costs hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to replace it. So, but nothing we can do about that. It's one of the features of the house. Really nice countertops, great stove and hood and stuff, but you still got the stained glass up here. And so you've just got a really unique vibe in the place. Yeah, the way the short-term rental market's going, you basically have to have unique features at this place if you want to be at this point in time, if you want to be a unique property. You know, the market is extremely competitive. It's not like it was 6 or 7 years ago when we first started, where I could have put my cousin's dorm room at Cleveland State on Airbnb and made money with it, right? So now you have to have high-end furnishings, unique features that bring people in. Those are the things that are really going to set you apart in a competitive marketplace. Oh man, if I could only photograph this room. Yeah, I think I would focus on this part of the room because it's just so unique, right? Like, oh, and actually here's some Here's some old pictures of the place, some before photos. There's what kind of it looked like. I guess that's looking from here back out into the kitchen.
We gotta recreate one of these. All right, let's
Yeah, and now it looks like this. Pretty awesome. Yeah, little things that we do. My favorite thing that we do at all of our properties is that we have Rising Star Coffee, a local coffee roaster, custom bag these single serving bags for us. So last year we spent over $6,000 at Rising Star Coffee buying these bags from them. And then of course we have to take them and distribute them out to all of our properties too. But we've got decaf and regular. So high quality coffee is important to a lot of people. That's one of my favorite features. Other than that, it's funny, but it's just the little things like, you know, a brand new scrub sponge, right? Like nobody wants to reuse the scrub sponge or a dish rag or something like that. You know, clean salt and pepper shakers, super important. Hand soap, dish soap. I don't know, it's just when I go to an Airbnb, I like to have new clean stuff. And then you can see over here, we've got like a little, well, we've got the coffee machine here. We've got Keurig, so we've got the K-Cups, and then we've also got the regular coffee maker for the Rising Star. In this particular property, we've even got a little popcorn station here so people can have movie night and make their own popcorn like they're at the theater. All the time, yep, it drives me crazy. Coffee mugs, coffee, you name it. You know, letting the pots and pans get old and dirty and scratched up. It's a minimal cost when you're bringing in, like what this property will bring in, probably to 80 to 100K a year in gross revenue. You can spend 150, 200 bucks a year replacing the pots and pans and coffee cups every year. Yeah, don't skimp there. Let's go upstairs. Upstairs is super cool. Okay. Oh man, which side should we do first? Let's go this way. Yeah. Because it's different, right? I mean, that's something the designer did again, but we love it because it's just a little unexpected, right? It's just not your typical Target art, right? Maybe those did come from Target, I don't know, but I've never seen them before, so I think they're cool. This is one of my favorite design features here. They turned this space into like a little speakeasy / game room. So got a really cool like bar and mixology station over here. Then we got the foosball table and some area to relax, and then some board games and stuff too. So a little bit of everything for everyone up here, but still got that classic all wood speakeasy vibe in here. Typically, we advocate that our clients buy smart TVs and then just do the Roku. Depending on the property, we might also do a typical TV subscription, but it just kind of depends on who our target market is. So if we think it's people that are going to be sitting around, want to watch the Browns game or the Cavs or the, you know, whatever, the Kentucky Derby, we try to have an actual, you know, like Spectrum or type of direct TV, something like that. Otherwise, we just have a smart TV and we let people bring their own apps. It's actually only 3 bedrooms. Not the original bathroom, no, but they did an amazing job renovating this space. Super modern, super clean. I love what they did in here. So this connects to another really cool bedroom here. Less unique than some of the other spaces, but you've still got the vaulted ceiling. You've got uniquely shaped windows here and then also up there behind you. Just a cute little bedroom. Again, I would point out a really smart spend here with this unique headboard, right? Because it's not just a boring black or brown headboard. You've actually got some wood details there that kind of fit the whole vibe of the place. So, you know, that headboard probably costs $500 more than what you normally spend on a headboard, but money well worth it to make people feel like they're getting the high-end experience. Yeah, general psychology for short-term rentals is that you're gonna have a big upfront investment in this property. You know, it's not just like plug and play, find a tenant. The other thing you have to understand is there's a lot of uncertainty in the business. Like, you're consistently looking at an open calendar until you get bookings, right? So if I look at the calendar 6 months ahead, we have almost no bookings, but we like it that way. You know, there's a saying, you want to be the first ones booked in slow season, the last ones booked in busy season, because that's when you get the highest rates. So we don't worry too much when our calendar looks empty going into the summer. Once we get to December, January, we're trying to keep that calendar full. Going back to that investment in the property, we've encountered a number of times properties that have an incredible opportunity to add some sort of really cool amenity, like a hot tub, a theater room, a game room, something like that. And we've brought this to the owners of the properties and said, this is where you need to invest to make this a truly exceptional property. And they say, well, I need to make more money first. That's not the way it works, right? Like, you have to invest up front to get people to come there and pay more money. So some people say it's a chicken and an egg thing, but it's not really. Like, you have to do one thing before you can get the other. So that's the biggest mindset shift for most people doing short-term rentals, is that you have to put in a lot of money up front to reap the rewards in the long term. Oh yeah, for sure. Clients that are willing to invest in their properties are always making the most money. These guys invested a lot of money here in this property. We're currently talking to them about getting a hot tub in the backyard. So they have the right mindset here of making this truly one of the top, say, 5% properties in Cleveland. So this is, in my opinion, the coolest room in the property. This is, for lack of a better term, the primary bedroom. One of the most unique features that I've ever seen in an Airbnb. In our business, we sometimes talk about a hero shot, which is a shot that sells the property. One of our hero shots for this property is looking at a castle from the outside, but I also love to feature this picture because it's just so unique. You don't see massive 10-foot tall stained glass windows. You've got this incredible unique light fixture here, and then even as you go into the property, there's another little turret here. I think it's like a little prayer room or something when this property was initially built. So just an incredibly unique space here. Really one of the things that sells me on this property is being one of the coolest in the city. In loving remembrance of our parents, William Niederinghaus and his wife Mary. Born 1803, died 1862. Born 1805, died 1892. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we've got guests checking in at like 4 o'clock today. I'll probably just do a quick sweep of the property, make sure the cleaning looks solid, make sure all the supplies are stocked the way we like them to, make sure people coming in have an awesome weekend and get their money's worth. Yeah, I'm detail oriented. I normally don't do this, but since we're out at the property here today, I'll do a walkthrough. My team calls me the Grim Sweeper because anytime I show up at the property, there's like heads will roll. Just a couple things. Yeah, it actually looks really good. I think the cleaner did a nice job here, but a couple maintenance issues I want to point out and stuff like that just to kind of get the place up to 100%. No, it's not a window. It's the door to nowhere, so that's locked, obviously. I think there used to be some sort of balcony or porch up here that hasn't survived the years, but that would be on my wish list too. If I could do something cool, I'd build a little balcony either right here or even figure out a way to get some access to the roof, be able to go up there, have a little rooftop beer or something and take in the view of the Metro Parks. I think that'd be a really cool value add for people. Well, thank you for joining us today at the Enchanted Castle in Cleveland. If you like what you see or you want to learn more, feel free to shoot us a message. We're happy to manage a property for you. We invest alongside some of our clients and we can offer advice in all sorts of different ways. So we'd love to speak with you. Just drop us a message.